Have you ever made a mistake at work? And did it feel like the world was ending? Well, we got some mistakes right here that the work besties in our community have submitted of little errors they've made along the way in their careers, just to remind us all that we are in fact human, and humans do make mistakes. And I have no idea what the heck these say. We're gonna react to them together. I apologized for my incontinence rather than inconvenience in an email. The good old typo. I said no to an opportunity because I was scared. I feel like a lot of us can relate to that. I misallocated a donation from a multi-million-dollar donor and my boss had to smooth things over. I wonder how long that took to fix. I deleted a production database and there was no backup. Okay, why wasn't there a backup? I have questions about how your company operates. There should always be a backup. I didn't take vacation for 2 years because I thought the office would be chaos without me. I'll bet you a lot of people can relate to that one, and 2 years, that's a very long time to not have a physical and mental break from work. I like how they put in here, I thought the office would be chaos without me, because I think a lot of times we like to think that we are irreplaceable at work. And oftentimes that's just not the case. And it takes us learning that by going away and seeing that everyone around us can operate without us, which brings on a whole other flood of emotions. And I'm gonna move on because I'm gonna go down a wormhole there. Okay. I left the company for a rival. First day I answered the phone with my previous company's name. I'm sure that went over quite well. I accidentally called my boss dad in a meeting. Are you sure it was on accident? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I sent an email to a whole different department in TI instead of IT. What would TI be? TI. That's gonna stump me. I'm gonna Google that later. Not setting boundaries. Not setting boundaries early enough in your career is, I'd like to say it's a mistake, but everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Worrying too much about what others will think how I present. Presentation anxiety is a very real thing. I included the employee in the email change for pending evaluation for termination. Yikes. I mean, at least you gave him a nice heads up, right? I onboarded an employee with the wrong hourly pay, lost the company like $5,000 before anyone noticed. Did the employee ever say anything? Or they were probably just like, oh, I'm making more than I thought I did. Who noticed? I have questions. I wrote November 31st in a nationwide ad. It was live for a week before I realized. I'm like, realize what? That there is no November 31st. I'm with you now. This is my first year managing a budget and we're ending the year in a $50,000 deficit. Well, it's your first year, so it's only up from here, right? Hopefully. I meant to say looping in payroll team and it autocorrected to pooping in payroll team. We'll always laugh at a poop joke. I screen shared the screen where I was talking poorly about the attendees. Now, was the mistake there that you screen shared or that you were talking poorly about your attendees on a company messaging system? I sent a press release to media without the release attached. Well, that's a classic. Sending an email being like, oh, can you look at the attached document? And then there's no attached document. And then you just have to follow up and be like, hey, it's me again. Attaching the document would help. And you just try to play it off like that. Okay. Been there too many times. Not negotiating offered salary. Always negotiate. Never take the first offer, I tell you. I complained about my assistant's work ethic and productivity on an internal chat to my assistant. We could probably do an entire series of just things I accidentally sent to the wrong person. I sent an email out to over 1,000 clients with our business name spelled incorrectly. Oops. I allowed my first boss to walk all over me. Well, it sounds like you've moved on from that first boss, and I am thankful for that. Lesson learned. I asked my current boss for a letter of recommendation for a job I was interviewing for, and then I got fired. Okay. Not advocating for things outside of money. Total compensation is so much more than just salary. That is great call out. And not learning to speak up for what I wanted sooner. It all comes in time. It all comes in time. I feel like we learn a lot from when we start our careers until whatever point we're at now. And we all make mistakes along the way. Though we like to believe that others don't in the working world, which is a really funny thing because We all know that we're human and we make mistakes, but suddenly when it's like work related, it's like, oh no, I've never made a mistake, I'm perfect. And this is just a great reminder that we do all make mistakes, especially at work. And I'm a strong believer that it is how we handle the mistakes that speak to our character rather than the mistake itself. Thanks for watching, Work Besties. Mistakes we've made in the workplace. And toodaloo for now.